Gentlemen, October is the right time to buy any tickets for your winter holidays, just so that you have enough of a head start in terms of prices. But where can you go and how can you spend your Diwali weekend? That's just a few days away from here. All of that and more, and we have experts telling us what their travel tips, their hacks are to getting cheap deals. And after that, all about unlocking Diwali's hidden energies. And we continue to carry that interesting debate, when does Diwali day fall, right? To weigh in on that, we have astrologist Jay Madan. She'll be telling us everything about what she believes should be Diwali's correct timing, when to do your puja, all of that and more on the show. With us on the show, finally joining us live, Hema Subramanian. Today she's going to show us how to make a delicious ragi muruku. Remember, she's been sharing healthy and more traditional recipes. But on the show today, she'll actually be telling us a little bit more about how she's built her 20 million plus following across, remember, 3 different languages, English, Tamil and Telugu. She is the food queen and she will tell us how she does it. And interestingly, today is also 9th Ayurveda day. Remember, they say health is wealth. Today on Dhanteras, it's also 9th Ayurveda day. What's the connection there? Why is it celebrated today? And what are the Ayurveda friendly ways to spend your morning? What's the healthiest thing to do, for example, when you get up? All of that and more right here on the show. Dr. Acharya Ji joins us. This is Manish Acharya Ji. He's joining us with all of the advice he gives his clients. He's going to be telling us right here on the show. First up, as the year winds down and Diwali lights brighten every corner of our city, there's a sense of celebration that's setting in. A sense of a little bit of lethargy. Let's take things a little slow. It marks the start of that yearning. Ki chalo, let's take a little break, let's take a little holiday, a well-deserved pause. And we are talking, ladies and gentlemen, about holiday planning. This time of the year is synonymous with that. It's time to be out of the office, it's good old holiday time. Now, whether you're thinking of hitting the road for a little getaway this Diwali weekend in just a few days from now, or you want to buy your December holiday tickets now, which is when the prices are still affordable, we're here with all of the country's best hidden gem locations, and we've actually got today on the show the industry's best experts to share their travel tips to affording luxurious holidays. So when do they go in to buy their tickets, for example? What are their hacks to getting the cheapest prices? We'll have all of that and more. We'll also ask our experts, are traditional favorites like Goa still reigning supreme? Are there newer destinations that Indians are now giving a try? So whether you're a seasoned traveler or you're planning your dream vacation, whether you're going out solo or you want to go out with your family, we're hoping this conversation will give you the holiday start. We'll have a series of experts with us right here on the show to join us and bring us their context. Ladies and gentlemen, the big thing we want to do with our experts today is understand when they go on, for example, Make My Trip or any other travel website to buy their tickets, how do they go about making their choices? How do they compare different airline prices and the add-on prices? That's question number 1. Number 2, how do they decide the destination they want to go to? What are the weighing in factors? All of that and more right here on the show. Let's go first to the CEO of Wowie Days Tourism. He's with us this morning. This is Raghu Chaudhary. He'll be sharing his insights on how everything happens. Raghu, good morning. Thank you for joining us here on The Breakfast Club. Raghu, let's come to you with the first question. We'll just ask you, good morning. We'll ask you to lay out for our audiences some of the basics about what's taking place in patterns. So just tell us, is Goa still the number 1 holiday destination when it comes to December, November? Is that still the thing that everyone wants to do? Are you seeing newer trends emerge? I know we were talking a lot about Sri Lanka, Vietnam, when it comes to international trips that are affordable or comparable prices to a Goa, for example. What are you seeing?
Yeah, of course. So for Indians, so whether it is from the northern side of Indians or southern Indians or western side, even for a Goans, Goa is almost all-time favorite destination. And particularly coming to winter, of course, Goa is the most all-time 365 destination. So other than Goa, if you see there are for Manali and Himachal and other now Uttarakhand, other parts also is booming very well.
Okay, tell us something. What are interesting facts about Indian travelers? Are we planners? What have you noticed, Raghu? Do we plan in advance? Do we buy our tickets mostly last minute? What do we like?
Earlier, if you compare to pandemic, pre-pandemic, or not really actually, if you compare to from USA, Europeans, generally they all plan accordingly in a year, 6 months earlier. But Indians, we always, the security and our leaves and so a lot of uncertainty. So we generally don't plan earlier. But post-pandemic, things have been changed. A lot of new things have come up, and the insurance companies has come up in travel industry. Even if you are uncertainty also, right? You can take 100% refundable if you cancel last moment also. So a lot many things have changed. Slowly, slowly, Indians also changing to early planning. So what will happen if you plan earlier? So things will change definitely. If you book your air ticket or hotel 3 months before, the things will be early bird offer. You'll get maybe a 10, 20,000. The same air ticket will cost you if you book 15 days prior. So maybe it comes to 2 times, 3 times, 4 times higher than. Instead of that, generally, as I said, a lot of insurance companies has come into this industry. You can plan earlier 3 months, 6 months, even 1 year. So with early bird offers, so just pay 5% or 10% more for the insurance companies. So you triple the safe. And even if you are uncertain at last moment, also you have options to cancel your trip and get your full refund. So
Okay.
things have been changing slowly, slowly, not immediately. Post pandemic, we are seeing so many things have been changing. Like earlier, people used to spend even if we are 30,000 or 40,000 bucks. Indians used to go always, they used to think twice, 10 times why to spend this much amount. But
Right.
in the period of
Now
pandemic,
people
yeah,
are open to it.
people are spending even 10 times, 20 times higher post pandemic to travel to see the world across.
So you're saying the pandemic has changed something in the way that Indians travel.
100%, 100%.
Wow.
Yes, pandemic has given
Raghu,
us so
just
many
tell us
positive
this.
ways.
We want to ask you now, and this is really the heart of why we wanted to get you on the show. Tell us, what are your personal hacks to when you plan? Because you run the agency that you do, you can obviously, you get a bird's eye view of the way in which prices rise, prices fall, for hotels, for destinations, and for flight tickets, even train travel. So tell our audiences, what have you found is the best way to plan things? Is there a particular time? You know how they say that 2 weeks before your flight, the prices are actually the best. So they say things like this. How much of that is real? What are the hacks you tell your own family members, for example?
See, flights or hotels always depend on the demand. It's a dynamic and it's always on demand. Right. If in a season, sometimes flights always increase, the keep changing increase. Right. As I said earlier, you always suggest to book since so many options has come, even if you're uncertainty also. First thing you book advance, so you get early bird offers through flights, hotels, or cruise, or and more than early bird offers, even if you're not a price concern. So many people say, okay, whatever the price is, we're ready because we are uncertain and we don't know our plans. We may go to this destination, we may go to that destination. Okay, in that situations also, what will happen in the second case? Suppose you like to travel your holiday with the leisure destinations and leisure hotels. You like to spend in particular hotel, particular cruise or particular flight. You like to travel maybe in bigger airlines, right? A bigger aircraft. But what will happen if you are last moment booking? The things may change. You may not get the hotel you would like to stay. So that hotel may be a sold out, that particular flight may be sold out. So whatever the availability is there, so you are definitely you're choosing that option forcefully on the
Okay, so
particular day.
Raghu, I just want to summarize quickly. You're telling our audiences as early as you can go, as much time as you can give your planning, use that. Early bird offers are very important. That's great advice. But tell our audiences, because that's advice to bookings. But I want to know more. So, for example, if you want to understand there's a certain hotel you have in mind you want to go to, do you have a way of approaching hotels for best deals, for example? Do you call up hotels generally? Do you use websites? Tell us more. How do you go about it?
Yeah, coming to the hotels, particularly we'll categorize hotels. Yeah, you can book if it is your family's group of the passengers. You may ask the hotel directly to come up with the good deals as the group rooms. I also always suggest to go to the tour operators or any consolidator. So what will happen? This consolidator tour operators will have a pre-purchase inventory, and they may have a contract race pre-purchase inventory. They purchase room inventory or flights, anything before 3 months, 6 months, that particular sectors. So choose the operators who have this inventory. So whatever you are paying online, suppose you are paying 10,000, 15,000 bucks per room night, the same inventory will be available with the tour operators as a consolidator with the lesser rates. So definitely choose, give a thought, like you sets all the option, online option, directly contacting hotel and check the options. So whoever is having the tour operators, consulators, lesser rates, contract rates, and with the merge of all the things, we suggest check all the options.
Raghu, I just want to ask you, and I know the irony of asking you this because you run a tour operation yourself, but I want to ask you, more and more it feels like a lot of young Indians, we're just going online and finding things out for ourselves, right? You go on Google, you do your Googling yourself, you find your location, you find where you want to travel, and there's enough out there to do this. So I just want to ask you, for those of us who are, for example, self-starters, we want to try to figure things out on our own, what are your tips there?
So this is a vice versa, actually. So yes, most of the things are available online. Even the tour operator, which I was suggesting also, is putting the many offers on the social media, maybe through Instagram or Facebook, all many platforms. All these offers are there. Yeah, you can check all these options through online also. The tips we suggest, definitely there's certain particular period of time as there is a early bird offer. Other than early bird offer, also choose your destination season wise. Right. Suppose if everybody is traveling to Goa or everybody is traveling to Kashmir, there's no point on that particular point. If you're traveling with a family, you like to enjoy that nature, you like to enjoy that destination, choose a different locations where you're on your bucket list, right? Generally, we see last couple of years we have seen Kashmir and some other destinations where even more generation has not even seen the Kashmir as with
Raghu,
Pacific
so
sky.
Raghu, very
Yeah.
quickly tell our audiences what some of those new destinations are that you think are worth checking out. Kashmir, there was a time, obviously 50 years ago, where people loved the visuals. You're saying it's seeing a resurgence. What other
Yeah.
locations are worth checking out right now?
Like it's a depend. The southern part is like there is a Gokarna. So like Goa, Gokarna is a warm beach. Like the beautiful beaches. A lot of foreigners are now more than Goa. They're traveling to Gokarna. Other than like no, in the other parts like Coorg, Chikmagalur, the southern parts, a lot of beautiful places like Kerala. You have untouched
Okay.
places. Not other than Munnar, other than Tekbe. There's waterfalls. There is different parts of Kerala. Beautiful thing. Coming to the northern part of this thing, you have so many places like Uttarakhand. For all the parts like UK, Uttarakhand is a beautiful destination, and even in Himachal also, other than Shimla, Manali, there are so many places, McLeodganj. And coming to the western part, the most beautiful things, better than even Switzerland or Europe, you can Saurashtra. Saurashtra is a fantastic destination.
Wow.
People as untouched. Like we go to Somnath, Dwarka, in between the Porbandar, called a beautiful white sand beaches.
Wow.
Beautiful. You will touch all the things. There is a Girnar near this Somnath. There is a Girnar wildlife. If you go to Saurashtra, you
Raghu,
get a
I have to say, you've really opened our minds right now because, you're talking about white sand beaches, you're talking about clear blue seas. I must say, thank you for shining a spotlight on that. We'll just bring in our next two guests also. We have with us here Muskan Mittal and Ashish Gupta. Together, they run the wonderfully lost duo. Guys, we're so excited to have both of you with us here on the show today. Let me just tell our audiences that every single day on your Instagram, you spotlight for thousands and thousands of people the different destinations you go to, where you stay in those destinations, and what both of your travel tips are for these destinations. We wanted to have both of you on so we could get a more personal touch to this topic, understand what your experiences have been like. So Muskan, Ashish, we'll take our first question to you. Close your eyes, remember for us what the last few years have been like, and tell us what's your favorite destination, the one place you almost wish every Indian would give a visit, give a try to.
So we are a couple and we love going to romantic places, and we've traveled to Bali 2 times this year. That has been the most romantic destinations we have traveled together. The beaches are pristine, a lot of scenery around there, and a lot of luxury hotels to just relax and enjoy time with my partner. That has been the best vacation that we've taken, and we're planning to go there soon again. I think Bali is definitely one of the locations that no Indian traveler should miss.
Yes, definitely. It's full of nature. It's full of romantic experiences. Like you will get so much romantic hotels that you won't get anywhere else. the flower baths there, the candlelight dinner setup. It's so romantic. Like every couple should visit there. So it's our favorite destination.
Okay,
for
so I
sure.
have to ask both of you this. If one looks at your Instagram, such a big part of your brand is just how in love both of you are, and it's really beautiful to see. But I have to ask you, anytime one is traveling with family members or they're traveling with a spouse, jhagda to ho jata hai. You know, you're traveling from one spot to another. Tell us, what's your secret to making sure communication remains great? Because unfortunately, Christmas time, holiday time, you know, we've now gotten used to one fight or the other will end up happening with our family when we're traveling. Do you guys have tips there?
Yeah, so we try to avoid it by planning. So our perspective for travel aligns at a place that we want to go out and experience the things instead of just staying back at the hotel. So हम लोग पहले से itinerary में we make sure that we are putting each other's interest and we are aligned at the itinerary. So and even we are like a bit loose on the itinerary while traveling. We do not follow the itinerary to the full, and if we are exhausted, we give like a break of a day or two. So we keep our itinerary loose and
Yeah, we just keep some leisure time as well. So if one or the other person is feeling tired, we don't push the other person to follow an itinerary. And what really helps is, like, before traveling, we should plan the itinerary together so that both
you are
of
in
the
the
things.
mental space that we have to do these things.
I
Yeah, so
love
we-
that. Those are some very solid tips. So you're basically saying, and let me just summarize because this is a great one. You're telling our audiences, A, try to be on the same page before you travel somewhere.
Right.
So
Yes.
make your itineraries together, but also I love what you said, be on the same page about whether you want to explore on a trip or you want to relax on a trip. Sometimes we take relaxation holidays, sometimes we take exploration ones. Okay, let me ask you this now, because I really want to take our audiences into, you know, the actual traveling. So tell us, when you go to a location that's a little offbeat, so not a Bali or a Thailand. These are all locations we know, but a little more offbeat locations. How do you research what to visit? How do you research what seems trustable? You know, you go to a place, the restaurant website, for example, looks like it's going to be great, but maybe when you actually go there, it's not. So what's your secrets to researching, finding a list of places you want to go to? Give our audiences tips, please.
So for that, our go-to is reading articles, in-depth blogs on Google. Still, in this digital age of Instagram and YouTube, is still prefer to go on blogs where travelers from all around the world have written in detail how a place is actually going to be. And after reading, I think, a lot of articles about a place, if a place really interests us, that is when we hop onto YouTube to get an idea of how the place actually looks, and to figure out how to get to from the airport to the hotel and everything around transportation, internet connectivity on a remote island. That is what we look for on YouTube. And then finally, for the up and coming trending spots, we just check up on Instagram, we search the place, and all the reels from that place just pop up on our feed, telling us what are the top trending places that we should visit. So that's, I think, our 3-step way about researching any destination that we're going to visit. And the point about finding out good reviews, we trust Google Maps. Most of the time, it hasn't.
Let us down.
Let us down. Yes, it hasn't let us down most of the time. But yeah, when it comes to traveling, there are ups and downs, and we're just used to it. So
We are just so accommodating with travel. With so many months of traveling now, we are accommodating that we are in the mental space that things will not go according to plan. So we are accommodating to that as well. Yeah.
I love that. Okay, so Muskan, can we ask you this one? You know, there are a lot of female travelers who want to go out alone. And in India, the options that a lot of parents are okay with their daughters traveling to is Goa. For obvious reasons, everyone has this impression that Goa is very safe. But I want to ask you, what are other maybe slightly hidden gems that you think are also safe for women to go, solo female travelers, for example?
Pondicherry in South is very safe. It's very nice, peaceful, and if you're a beach baby, then Havelock in Andaman is very safe for girls, and it's very beautiful, very less crowded. So it's a very nice place for beach. And if you are love tradition, then Udaipur is my favorite. It's very beautiful, and you just feel the pleasure of being a woman there because you dress all up in like tradition wear, and it's so beautiful. So it's safe.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, that's so lovely
and
to
I
hear.
think even Himachal is something that
Himachal
is safe
is
for
also
women.
there, right?
We've traveled to Manali, Sisu, and Kasol,
Kasol,
which
yeah.
have felt pretty safe for women in general.
Okay, and Ashish and Muskan, can we ask you this? For the audiences that are listening right now, and just before this, we had the founder of a travel company join us. He gave us his advice. We want to ask you the same question. For anyone watching right now, Goa ke beyond, safety ke angle se we've just discussed, but in terms of just places everyone should give a try to. You hear, for example, Udupi's beaches are worth looking at. I just want to ask you, what are your top destinations you want Indians to look at in India?
Okay.
I think Kerala is still very underrated. A lot of people
For beaches.
yes, for beaches and for the natural beauty in Kerala. A lot of people don't end up going to Kerala. It's still very underrated. A lot of beach towns there as well. For
Then one
example,
is-
Varkala is getting quite famous recently, and even in Karnataka, Udupi is getting quite popular. Along with it, there are some surfing lessons that have come up in that same area, again in a small town called Mulki. So these small regions are definitely that one should start exploring. Even Gokarna has gained a lot of popularity in the recent days. So Gokarna, but yeah, it's gotten crowded just as the case of Goa. So these are the hidden gems in south of India, and again east of India is still unexplored. So people who are a bit adventurous should definitely plan. Even we are left. We still have to plan for the northeast.
We have to plan, yeah.
But we are dying to go and visit Meghalaya and spend like 15 days there. I think a lot of unexplored beauties in Meghalaya.
All right, so you've given our audiences actually places across the entire country. So I hope people were listening with a paper and pen. Let me just ask you both lastly, before we let you go, one more thing that really stands out in all of your videos is how fit both of you are. So we want to ask you, when you're traveling, how do you balance? Are you exercising? Are you taking out time? Because you're also, anytime one travels, you want to try out local delicacies, right? So maintaining that balance gets really tricky. What are your secrets? What's your advice to doing that, especially this holiday time?
So we don't want to hold us back because we are food lovers. So we don't want to hold us back while traveling. And the actual gist of traveling is to try the local food and like travel like a local there. So we never hold us back eating anything out there. So what one tip we can give is like we avoid on the sugary drinks. So to cut down on our calories there. And then while traveling, we don't hold us back. If it's a long vacation, then we like take our resistance bands on the go, and we do workouts. And sometimes if it's a short vacation, we just skip our workouts and just pay a little bit attention to our diets by avoiding the sugary drinks. And we are just regular with our workouts before and after the trip.
Yeah, so once we are back to our routine. We're going to the gym consistently and eating our diets as clean as we can. Just cheat days here and there, but yeah, we try to eat as clean as we can, so when we are back home, so that we can enjoy the cuisine when we are traveling outside.
Okay, Muskan, Ashish, it's been lovely to hear from both of you, to understand how you balance everything. Lovely to hear how you keep the peace going also when you travel. All right, we're going to head into a quick break. On the other side, after all of those travel secrets, how you can travel with your family, where you should be going, we're going to head into a quick break. On the other side, more on The Breakfast Club.
At L'Oréal Group,
Welcome back to the Breakfast Club, and we are right in the middle of all Diwali preparations. Are we ready to unlock its true potential? What we're going to do next is we're going to delve into the mystical world of astrology for a second. We have with us on the show the renowned expert Jai Madad. She's joined us a few times in the past too. What she'll be telling us a little about today is the secrets that lie beyond the fireworks and the festivities. How can you harness Diwali's energies? Ladies and gentlemen, the day for Diwali is coming up. Take these tips, write them down, share them with your family. This is Anand Narsimhan in Conversation. Take a look.
तो सबसे पहले मैं आपसे ये पूछता हूँ, त्योहार का मौका है, दिवाली कब है?
31st इवनिंग से दिवाली है, 4 बजे के बाद अमावस्या तिथि स्टार्ट हो जाएगी. बहुत सारे लोग इसको फर्स्ट तक एक्सटेंड कर रहे हैं, विच इज़ नॉट रॉन्ग एट ऑल. लेकिन घर में या एक समय की पूजा दीपावली में प्रदोष काल में होती है. प्रदोष काल मीन्स 45 मिनट्स बिफोर एंड आफ्टर द सनसेट का द फेज, जिसमें हम शंकर की पूजा करते हैं. यहाँ आप आम मंदिरों में भी देखते हैं संध्या काल की आरती होती है. इट इज़ द टाइम जिस समय दिवाली की पूजा होनी चाहिए. तो फर्स्ट को 6 बजे अमावस्या तिथि खत्म हो रही है. सो अनफॉर्चुनेटली 6 बजे के बाद दीपावली या अमावस्या नहीं कहेंगे. तो 31st शाम को दिवाली की घर की पूजा कर सकते हैं. फर्स्ट अगर आप ऑफिस में या अपने स्टोर में, यू नो, इफ़ यू आर अ प्रोफेशनल एंड यू वांट टू कैरी इट फॉरवर्ड फॉर द नेक्स्ट डे, देयर इज नो इशू अबाउट इट. लेकिन 31 रात को दीपावली की.
तो ये प्रदोष काल 1 नवंबर को है, जब लक्ष्मी पूजा और 31st है. अब ये एस्ट्रोलॉजर्स में ही ये डिफरेंस कैसे आ गया?
तो रहेगा ना?
ये आप मुझे बताइए, क्योंकि मैं उस दिन, मैंने आपसे अभी थोड़ी देर पहले रिकॉर्डिंग से पहले भी कहा कि मैंने पवन सिन्हा जी से बात की. तो पवन सिन्हा जी ने कहा हाँ, अमावस्या 31 को शुरू हो रही है, लेकिन प्रदोष काल सूर्यास्त के बाद, 1 नवंबर को सूर्यास्त के बाद प्रदोष काल है. तो आप 1 नवंबर को लक्ष्मी पूजा कीजिए. अमावस्या के बाद तो आप दिवाली घर में दीप जलाइए, कोई बात नहीं, लेकिन लक्ष्मी पूजा आपको 1 तारीख को करनी चाहिए. अब यही चीज़ मैं देख रहा हूँ कि शास्त्र विद्या या नक्षत्र विद्या के जितने भी जानकार हैं, हर किसी का ओपिनियन अलग है इस बार. ये ऐसा हो क्यों रहा है, ये बात भी बताइए.
देखिए, जब इट्स अ ईयर ऑफ सैटर्न, अगर आप सब जगह देखें, इंक्लूडिंग द इलेक्शंस, पिक अप एनी पॉल, जो आपकी प्रिडिक्शन या जो आपकी एनालिसिस है वो कहाँ तक इस साल सही हुआ. यू नो, फ्रॉम द बिगनिंग ऑफ द ईयर, स्टार्ट फ्रॉम जनवरी फरवरी, फ्रॉम राम मंदिर बिगनिंग टू नाउ एट द पॉइंट ऑफ दिवाली, हर समय, हर जगह, हर एक फेस्टिवल में, ओकेजन में, अब बड़े सिस्टम में, इट्स अ सिस्टम वेयर योर होल माइंड सेट एंड योर बिलीफ सिस्टम्स गेट शेकन अप. अभी तक तो किसी को ये नहीं पता था प्रदोष काल, आपको पता था क्या होता है इस साल के अलावा. सो इट इज़ ऑल्सो अ वे वेयर यू आर शेकन अप एंड यू गेट अवेयरनेस. जब तक हल्का झटका नहीं मिलता है, कोई घर में बीमार नहीं होता है, तो हमें कहाँ किसी बीमारी का नाम या सिस्टम या डॉक्टर के नाम पता होते हैं. ओनली थ्रू द ईयर वी हैव अंडरस्टूड कि अच्छा ये एनालिसिस भी होता है, या ये समुदाय इलेक्शंस में ट्रबल कर रहा था तो ये रिजल्ट आए. सो देयर इज़ लॉट ऑफ लर्निंग, देयर इज़ लॉट ऑफ अनकंडीशनिंग दैट इज़ हैपनिंग, यू नो, ब्रेकिंग आवर पैटर्न्स. सो दिस इज़ ऑल्सो अ ब्यूटिफुल वे ऑफ माँ लक्ष्मी कमिंग एंड टेलिंग कि तुम कन्फ्यूज रहो, तुम्हें पता नहीं होना चाहिए मैं अब आ रही हूँ कि मैं तब आ रही हूँ, तो दोनों दिन करो. बट एज शास्त्र सेज एंड एज सिस्टम सेज, आई एम नॉट आर्ग्यूइंग विथ किसी का गलत सिस्टम है. अपनी समझ, जितनी मुझे समझ है और जितना मैं करूँगी, इस प्रदोष काल कैन नॉट हैपन आफ्टर सनसेट. मतलब इट हैज़ टू बी एट दैट मध्य पीरियड ऑफ सनसेट, 45 मिनट्स, 40 मिनट लगभग पहले और 40 मिनट बाद. तो अगर 6 बजे अमावस्या तिथि 1 तारीख को खत्म हो जाएगी तो सनसेट कैसे होगा? मतलब हाउ आर यू गोइंग टू डू दैट? बट देयर इज नो प्रॉब्लम इन डूइंग वन पार्ट ऑफ द एक्सटेंडेड पूजा देयर. बट जो घर की पूजा है, जिसमें हम घर में, क्योंकि हम लक्ष्मी का वास मानते हैं, आपकी फैमिली होती है, यू ब्रिंग बैक वेल्थ होम, यू क्रिएट एसेट्स फॉर योर सिक्योरिटी, तो 31st रात की होनी चाहिए.
Okay, today in our food lab, taking you from that discussion to now how to take care of your stomach, we have with us once again Hema Subramanian. On her home cooking show, millions and millions of people watch her every single day as she cooks different regional recipes from across the entire country. Today she's got a healthy recipe for us. We'll get into it in just a second. I'll tell you what it is in just a second. But before that, we also want to tell you, we've been watching video after video of hers, demonstration after demonstration, right here on the Breakfast Club. And today, after she teaches us how to make ragi muruku, we have a little surprise. Hema Subramanian will be joining us live to tell us all about her journey, her millions of followers, what it's like to run channels in 3 different languages, what each of these different regions ask for, that and more on the other side. But first, take a look. This is Ragi Muruku.
Hello everyone, I'm Hema Subramanian, and today on the Breakfast Club, I'm going to show you how to make these delicious murukus, and we're going to make this with ragi, that is the finger millet. You can make these crispy snacks whenever you want, and you can munch on them guilt-free. So let's get started and check it out. For the ragi murukku, I have taken 2 cups of the ragi flour, that is the finger millet flour. I've taken 2 cups of the 250 ml cup measurement. Next, add half cup of rice flour. This is a 125 ml cup measurement. Next, add 2 tablespoons of besan, 1.5 teaspoons of salt, half teaspoon of hing or asafoetida powder, and 2 teaspoons of sesame seeds. I'm using the white sesame seeds here. Mix everything well. Using your hands to mix will be easier. To this, I'm adding half teaspoon of unsalted softened butter. You can also add salted butter if you have that. I have taken 1 cup of water, and I'm just going to gradually pour the water and start mixing the dough. The water is at room temperature. As you mix the dough, if you need a little more water, you can just add it. So mix everything till it's all well combined. The dough should be nice and moist, and it should not be too dry. So now you can see we've got this nice malleable dough. It's nice and soft. This is the consistency that we are looking for. So now I have taken a circular patterned plate. I'm placing it at the bottom of the murukku press. Just close that nice and tight. I'm just opening the top of the murukku press, and I'm just going to add a little bit of dough into the cylinder. Now close the murukku press. You probably have a different one at home, so whichever you have, you can use that. Pour enough oil to a nice white kadai to make the murukus. So here is an easy method that I am going to show you to make these murukus. Just grease a little bit of the oil at the back side of the spatula and press the murukku maker to get the desired shape. So once you've made this, gently drop it into the hot oil. Make a few more and gently drop it into the oil. Deep fry the murukus till the sizzling stops. That's a good indication that the murukus are cooked through completely. Now once the murukus are done, remove them from the oil and place it on a paper tissue for all the excess oil to drain. Make all the murukus in this manner. You'd probably get a batch of 15 depending on the quantity of dough you have taken. Now you can make this delicious and healthy homemade ragi millet murukku and enjoy it anytime you want. What better way to celebrate the festive seasons with homemade snacks and savories? Wow, the ragi murukku is definitely so crispy and so crunchy, and this is one snack that you can definitely enjoy guilt-free for this Diwali. So to give it a try, share it with your family and friends, and keep watching The Breakfast Club.
Some delicious ragi murukku, and we have with us Hema Subramanian with us on the show today. We're so excited to have her. Hema, it's been so lovely to watch each of your recipes this entire week. Thank you for sharing them with us. We thought we had to have you on to understand a little bit more. Sorry, do go ahead.
Thanks for having me on The Breakfast Club. Good morning, Sonal and Toya. It's been really nice doing this for you guys. So yes, shoot your questions. I'm here to answer.
I want to tell audiences, those who may not know what an icon you are. You've got millions and millions of followers, more than 20 million, and you're someone who's been doing this. You're actually one of India's first food YouTubers in this manner. You were one of the first to really get on the scene to be doing this game in the early 2000s. Can you tell our audiences a little bit about how that light kind of went off in your head that this is something we want to do?
So how it started was we moved back from the US, and my husband started this small company, and a part of that was to create content. That was content creation, and he asked me if I would be interested in creating some content for the in the cooking space. So I was very happy because obviously I'm a foodie, a hardcore foodie. I'm very passionate about food, So this was something that really interested me, and I jumped into that opportunity. I grabbed it. I said, yes, I'll definitely do it, and that's how it actually started. And parallelly, at that time, YouTube was just becoming popular in India, and we gradually started our home cooking channel on YouTube. We had a small team, a cameraman and the editor, and we had to consistently create content. So that's when it began, and ever since we've been creating content, and here we are. And I'm standing here talking to you now.
Yeah, it's been an incredible journey, and one of the things our audiences may or may not know is that you actually put out videos with your son. He's actually done question and answer sessions too. He's become a little bit of a micro celebrity there himself. But your husband also co-runs home cooking show with you. What is that like, working with your family again and again? What happens when there are creative decisions where you don't see eye to eye on? How does that work?
Okay, let me tell you something. It's not easy working with family, although it looks very nice because they are my biggest strength, my support, and they always encourage me, and they're always there pushing me to do my best. But they are also my biggest critics. So anything I do, it's like not good enough for them because they always want the best out of me. And of course, creative differences, we always have that, and we have a discussion. If I have an opinion, or if I have an idea, or if he has an idea, we discuss that and we see what we can do best for our audiences and also for the channel. And of course, we come to a conclusion and then we execute.
We're talking a lot about this theme, how to, coordinate, be at peace with your family, a lot on the show today. Can we ask you, Hema, one more question for you in this exact area or in a related area? Tell our audiences a little bit about what the tricky side of putting out videos like this consistently is. We know you have a team of people who are supporting you. You talked a little bit about them right in the beginning, from cutting the vegetables in a manner where each vegetable is cut correctly to filming. There is a team, but still, what's the trickier part of putting out these videos?
I would say the trickiest part is, actually selecting the recipe. So I have to choose the recipe, I have to try it out and see what will work, what the audience will like. Is it something that I want to try for myself? I'll have to first get that going, try it maybe once or twice, and I have to finalize and see if the results are good, if I like to taste. Once I taste it, I should like it, my family should like it, and that's when we shoot. So there's a lot of process that goes before we actually shoot. And of course my team, without my team I wouldn't be doing any of it, and they're very patient with me because I can be very picky, and I want a certain things done in a certain way. So this is something that we do on a regular basis, and there's a lot of trial and error that goes before we actually shoot.
Can we also ask you, you run channels in English, in Tamil, in Telugu. This is not a one channel operation. What are the audiences like? Are there differences in the ways in which they engage? Have you seen certain patterns over the years? Tell us.
Yes, of course, because like I said, the main channel is the English channel that we started earlier, and there I do all kinds of recipes. It's like a pan-India channel where I do recipes from the north to the south. I do a lot of international cuisine as well. So it's very nice. I like to experiment. I like to try and put everything out there. But if you see the regional channel, excuse me. But if you see the regional channels, the home cooking Tamil and the home cooking Telugu channel, they're very, very different. And in the Tamil and the Telugu channels, everything is done. If you see the description, right from the description, the text, the font, everything is in Tamil or in Telugu. And people, they like that. So those of them who don't want to watch a recipe in English or any other channel, they like to relate to their language, and it's easier for them to understand. And they enjoy watching it in their own language. And I do exclusive recipes for them, so that way the connect is also there, and they enjoy watching those recipes.
Hema, can we ask you one last question? It's Diwali, and we want to leave our audiences with a positive message for this entire week. Tell us if there was a word of inspiration you could give for someone at home, because you aren't a formally trained chef. You are someone who studied medicine, you got into this, you studied science rather, you got into this. What's your word of advice, your word of inspiration for anyone watching at home?
So starting a YouTube channel, I think anyone can do that, but the key is consistency. You have to be consistent. I've been here, it's been more than 10 years since I've been doing this, so the key is consistency, a lot of hard work. you have to believe in yourself, be very, very patient, and you have to be very strong. There could be ups and downs, you could get discouraged along the way, but don't lose it. You have to be strong, and you just have to keep going, and then you'll realize your dream.
All right, lovely words, Hema. Thank you. And thank you also for emphasizing just how much the community matters in all of this. Your family, the people who are helping you do this behind the scenes. Hema, thank you for joining us. Okay, let's head into a quick break. On the other side, more stories right here on The Breakfast Club.
At L'Oréal Group.
Welcome back to the Breakfast Club. We started the show by telling you, of course, that today is Dhanteras, which means, of course, pujas will be taking place across the entire country. But today is also 9th Ayurveda Day, and there's a reason both of those days fall on the same day? We'll get into it in just a second. To tell us that and more, to unveil for us all of Ayurveda's ancient wisdom and secrets, we have with us an expert on the show today. He's an incredibly renowned Ayurveda expert. Dr. Manish Acharya ji joins us right here on the show. Let's go over to him to understand more. आचार्य जी, हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए धन्यवाद. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर जॉइनिंग अस हियर ऑन द शो. आचार्य जी, आप हमें ये बता सकते हैं सबसे पहले, बिकॉज वी टोल्ड आवर ऑडियंसेस, हम उन्हें ये बताएंगे, आयुर्वेदा डे, व्हाई इज इट सेलिब्रेटेड ऑन धनतेरस? राज क्या है, आप बता सकते हैं हमें?
जी, जो आयुर्वेदा डे है, बेसिकली इसको धन्वंतरी दिवस कहा जाता है. जो हमारे आयुर्वेद है, जड़ी बूटियों का जो विज्ञान है, आयु को जानने का विज्ञान है आयुर्वेद, इसमें हम लोग बचपन से देखते हैं कि दिवाली से पहले एक दिन आता है धन्वंतरी दिवस. धन्वंतरी दिवस जो है वो धन्वंतरी के अवतरण का दिवस है. मतलब धन्वंतरी इस दिन अवतरित हुए थे धरती पर, जब देवताओं और राक्षसों के बीच में समुद्र मंथन हुआ था. हाँ. तो समुद्र मंथन के टाइम पे जो अमृत कलश निकला था, धन्वंतरी महाराज ने ही उसको थामा था. उसके बाद बहुत सारी और चीजें निकली थी. तो ये आयुर्वेदा दिवस जो है वो धन्वंतरी का प्रकट्य दिवस है बेसिकली. और हमारे परिवारों में मालूम नहीं, लोग इसको धनतेरस बोलते हैं. कोई चम्मच खरीदता है, कोई स्टील खरीदता है, कोई सोना खरीदता है, कोई चांदी खरीदता है. लेकिन बेसिकली ये हेल्थ का दिवस है कि अपनी जो हेल्थ के देवता है धन्वंतरी, उनका दिवस है ये. और मैं आपको एक चीज और क्लियर कर दूं, धन्वंतरी महाराज जब प्रकट हुए थे तो उनके हाथ में एक तो अमृत कलश थामा था उन्होंने. हाँ. इसके अलावा उनके एक हाथ में लीच थेरेपी थी, जिसको जोंक बोलते हैं, जोंक लीच थी, जो कि कैंसर के लिए बड़ी रामबाण है. आज भी अमेरिका उसको हेरिडोइन थेरेपी के नाम से जानता है. और हम भी आयुर्वेद के अंदर किसी भी तरह के कैंसर की गांठ को खत्म करने के लिए उसी लीच को यूज करते हैं. और एक उनके हाथ में भारत की जो राष्ट्रीय औषधि है, जैसे राष्ट्रीय पक्षी हमारा मोर है, राष्ट्रीय पशु हमारा चीता है, राष्ट्रीय वृक्ष हमारा बरगद है, ऐसे एक राष्ट्रीय औषधि है. तो राष्ट्रीय औषधि हमारी गिलोय है. तो गिलोय भी उनके हाथ में थी. तो इस तरह ये धन्वंतरी दिवस है जिसको हम आयुर्वेद दिवस बोल रहे हैं.
सो ट्रूली हेल्थ इज वेल्थ, ये कहने का मतलब है आपका. आचार्य जी, हमें ये बताइए, आपके पास हजारों लोग आते हैं विद देयर प्रॉब्लम्स. सबसे बड़ी कंप्लेंट क्या है जो लोग आपके पास लेके आते हैं?
हमारे पास सबसे ज्यादा पेशेंट आते हैं डायबिटीज के, नंबर 2 पे आते हैं ब्लड प्रेशर के, फिर अस्थमा है नंबर 3 पे, और उसके बाद जो सबसे ज्यादा पेशेंट भयंकर मात्रा में आ रहे हैं, किडनी फेल वाले, लीवर फेल वाले, कैंसर वाले, जिसका दुनिया में कोई इलाज ही नहीं है. और हमारे सारे हॉस्पिटल हाउसफुल चलते हैं, एक सिंगल बेड भी खाली नहीं होता. हमारे पास एडवांस बुकिंग चलती है, क्योंकि हम कैंसर, किडनी फेल, लीवर फेल वाले पेशेंट को तो भर्ती करते हैं. शुगर वाले को, बीपी वाले को, अस्थमा वाले को हम डाइट चार्ट सिखा देते हैं, खाना पीना सिखा देते हैं, दवाइयों की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती उनको. रेयर केस में 10 से 15% लोग ही होते हैं जिनको आयुर्वेदिक जड़ी बूटियों की दवाइयों की जरूरत पड़ती है. अदरवाइज सिर्फ खाना बदल के आप प्लेट 1 प्लेट 2 डाइट, जिसको हम DIP डाइट बोलते हैं, जिसपे क्लिनिकल ट्रायल भी हो चुके हैं, हम वो डाइट सजेस्ट करते हैं. किडनी फेल वाले जिनका डायलिसिस चल रहा हो, डॉक्टर ने ट्रांसप्लांट बता दिया हो, हम लोग बड़ी आसानी से थोड़े दिन के अंदर 100 में से 60-70 लोगों का डायलिसिस कम तो पक्का ही कर देते हैं. बंद भी हो सकता है, लेकिन पेशेंट टू पेशेंट डिपेंड करता है कि पेशेंट कहना कितना मानता है. जैसे पेशेंट अगर कहना मान ले, टाइम एज मेडिसिन, शाम को 6 बजे के बाद खाना बंद करने को रेडी हो, और सुबह 9 बजे से पहले बोले मैं नहीं खाऊंगा, मतलब 9 से 6 के ब्रैकेट में खाना है, बाकी घंटे नहीं खाना, मतलब शाम को 6 से सुबह 9 बजे तक नहीं खाना. इसको इंटरमीडिएट फास्टिंग बोलते हैं, ऑटोफेजी बोलते हैं.
ये भी बताइए आचार्य जी, अगर हमने आपसे पूछा कि पूरे देश में एक बदलाव, तो वो एक बदलाव क्या होगा?
तो मैडम, मैं एक ही जादू की छड़ी यूज करता कि पूरे भारत से इंग्लिश टॉयलेट सीट को खत्म कर देता. भारत में आयुर्वेदिक टॉयलेट, मतलब जो नेचुरल टॉयलेट सीट है, हमारी इंडियन टॉयलेट सीट है, वो सारे बीमारियों का इलाज है. नीचे बैठ के जब आप पॉटी करते हो, यूरिन करते हो, तो आपका ब्लैडर पूरा खाली होता है, आपका रेक्टम पूरा खाली होता है. जो आप खड़े होके यूरिन करता है, पूरा भारत आज की पुरुष है वो खड़े होके पेशाब करते हैं, ब्लैडर पूरा खाली नहीं होता. तो मैं सबको बोलूंगा, नीचे बैठ के यूरिन करें, नीचे बैठ के टॉयलेट करें, किचन को भी नीचे बैठ के कर लें. मतलब इंडियन जो किचन है उसमें जो स्टैंडिंग रिवाज है उसको छोड़ दें, नीचे बैठ के खाना पकाएं. सारे भारत की लगभग 90% बीमारियां इमीडिएट सॉल्व हो जाएंगी। ना कोई घुटना ट्रांसप्लांट कराना पड़ेगा, ना बच्चे ऑपरेशन से होंगे, ना आपको इसके अलावा कोई प्रोस्टेट की प्रॉब्लम होगी, ना आपको कोई कॉन्स्टिपेशन होगी, ना गैस बनेगी, ना तेजाब बनेगा, आपका पेट पूरा साफ होगा, डिप्रेशन खत्म हो जाएगा। आपने कहावत सुनी होगी, अकल पैरों में होती है। हमारे पूर्वजों ने मैं इशारे में समझाने की कोशिश करी। जब हम नीचे बैठते पिंडली दबती है तो एक पिंडली में लगभग 250 ml खून होता है, दोनों पिंडली में 500 ml हो गया, सिर में 170 ml खून होता है। तो सिर के मुकाबले 3 गुना खून पिंडलियों में घूमता है। तो पिंडली वाला खून तभी यूज होता है जब पिंडली काम करती है। जब आप नीचे बैठते हो, उकड़ू आसन में बैठते हो या वज्रासन में बैठते हो, जैसे मुस्लिम भाई नमाज पढ़ते हैं तो वज्रासन में बैठ के पढ़ते हैं, ऐसे मैं बोलता हूं जितने हिंदू, सिख, बौद्ध, जैन है उनको भी रोज सूर्य नमस्कार करना चाहिए, वज्रासन में खाना खाने के बाद बैठना चाहिए, या फिर चाइना, जापान और वियतनाम की तरह खाना ही वज्रासन में बैठे खाना चाहिए। पूरा भारत का 40, 50, 60 साल का हर व्यक्ति स्वस्थ हो जाएगा।
वाओ, ओके आचार्य जी, एक आखिरी प्रश्न आपके लिए। आप अपने अब थोड़े से रूटीन्स अगर हमारे दर्शक के साथ शेयर कर सकते हैं, आप क्या करते हैं सुबह सुबह? ब्रेकफास्ट क्लब है इसलिए बताइएगा, मॉर्निंग रूटीन क्या है आपका?
देखो, मैं सबसे पहले सुबह उठते ही बिस्तर पे ही अपनी बॉडी को हिलाता हूं ताकि मेरा ब्लड पूरी बॉडी में फैल जाए। सोते टाइम बाई करवट सोना होता है, उठते टाइम दाई करवट उठना होता है। और सुबह उठते ही मैं बिस्तर पे चेक करता हूं मेरी कौन सी सांस चल रही है। जोन सी सांस चल रही होती है वो वाला पांव जमीन पे रखता हूं ताकि कभी किसी को जल्दी से हार्ट अटैक ना पड़े, डिस्क प्रॉब्लम ना हो जाए, क्योंकि बॉडी लोड लेती है ना, हमारा वजन पड़ता है हमारे पैरों पे, घुटनों पे, एड़ी पे। उसके बाद मैं सुबह उठते ही सूरज के सामने, सूरज उगने से पहले उठ जाता हूं मैं, उठते ही मैं आधा घंटा मेडिटेशन करता हूं। उसके बाद सूरज की हल्की हल्की किरणें आनी शुरू हो जाती हैं। फिर मैं उकड़ू बैठ के इतना बड़ा टुकड़ा हल्दी का चबाता हूँ, इतना बड़ा टुकड़ा अदरक का चबाता हूँ और 10 कड़ी पत्ते खाता हूँ उकड़ू बैठ के, इंडियन टॉयलेट स्टाइल में बैठ के। और ऊपर से गरम गरम पानी आधा कप, या ये हर्बल टी जो मैं अभी पी रहा हूँ, दालचीनी, सौंफ, तुलसी, इलायची वाली, ये पीता हूँ। उसके बाद पेट साफ शुरू हो जाता है। उसके बाद अपना नाश्ते में क्या करता हूं मैं, पहले जितना मेरा वजन है, जैसे मेरा वजन है 67 kg, तो मैं लगभग 700 ग्राम पहले फ्रूट्स खाता हूं, जो भी सीजन के हैं, जो भी रीजन के हैं, मतलब मेरे इलाके के होंगे और जो कि सस्ते होंगे और सीजन के होंगे। उसके बाद मैं अपना ऑफिस चला जाता हूं, ये मेरा रूटीन शुरू हो जाता है। तो मैं सबको बोलूंगा, नाश्ते में पहले फ्रूट्स खाओ, वजन गुणा 10 ग्राम। लंच में और डिनर में वजन गुणा 5 ग्राम पहले सैलड खाओ। जैसे वजन मेरा 70 किलो है तो 350 ग्राम, और अगर आपका वजन 50 किलो है तो 250 ग्राम पहले सैलड खाओ, फिर खाओ रोटी चावल। एक कभी भी रोटी और चावल एक साथ नहीं खाना। रोटी खाओ तो पूरा दिन रोटी खाओ, चावल खाओ तो पूरा दिन चावल खाओ। एक दिन में एक अनाज का सेवन करो।
आचार्य जी, थैंक यू सो मच। आपने इतना एडवाइस दे दिया हमारे दर्शक को। We've really been writing some of the stuff you've set down. Thank you so much for joining us this morning on the Breakfast Club. And with that last expert leaving us, we're going to draw our Tuesday show to an end. Remember, Dhanvantari celebrations taking place across the country. Pujas taking place as we speak across the country through the day today. We're going to keep our eyes on Diwali tomorrow too. For now, we hope you enjoyed today's show. Do tell us any feedback, any thoughts you have online. Thank you for joining.
Hello and a very good morning to all our viewers. You're watching the morning news show on CNN News 18 and I'm Sakshi Singh Litoria here to walk you through the top headlines from the nation and across the globe over the next 60 minutes. At the top of this segment, we've got some breaking news now coming in straight from Jammu and Kashmir. Well, this is a fresh update that we have received in what exactly is happening there in Akhnur. We are learning that firing has resumed this morning as well. In fact, the search operation has also entered the second day after 2 terrorists were killed and 1 more got injured. In fact, Indian Army dog Phantom got tragically killed in Jammu anti-terror operation is also what we are picking up. He was a 4-year-old army dog named Phantom. He died after being hit by a bullet from terrorists during an encounter operation. We'll bring you more details with regards to what exactly transpired there. We have CNN News 18's Arunima joining us early this morning on the broadcast. Arunima, very good morning to you. It's sad to hear that the army dog has tragically been killed during that encounter that is currently happening there in Akhnur. But what exactly are you picking up from your sources? What is happening on the ground?
Yes, Phantom was martyred last evening. The Indian Army, which is leading the operations, of course, assistance of the Jammu and Kashmir Police and also National Security Guard is available. They were hoping that tomorrow itself the operation would be completed, but they did not want to risk any casualties. These terrorists, 3 of them, were believed to be hiding in the basement area of a building within the temple complex, and there was a risk that if any action was taken, the building itself could be booby-trapped, leading to more casualty on our side. So the Indian Army and the operational commanders on the ground took it one step at a time. This morning, we were told firing resumed, and now we have a confirmation from our sources in Government of India that 1 terrorist has been eliminated, and the second terrorist also contact has been established with him. So our forces know exactly where he is at the moment. There's firing going on from both sides. The security agencies are very hopeful that all 3 terrorists will be brought to justice very soon.
All right, Arunima, please stay on with us. We have Tejinder Singh Sodhi also joining us on the broadcast. Tejinder, a very good morning to you. Arunima has correctly touched upon 2 terrorists being killed and 1 getting injured in the encounter operation currently underway there in Akhnur. What more details do you have with regards to their background? Do we know anything about the fresh guidelines which might have been submitted for the residents over there?
The schools have been closed in the area, and the residents have been asked to not venture near the place where the encounter is on. And Arunima rightly pointed out that 2 terrorists have been eliminated in this ongoing operation. 1 was killed yesterday, and the second one was killed earlier this morning. The